Hello everyone, Hummus28 here, and today we're back in the world of Reclamation. So today we're going to continue the main quest line because we're still stuck, not really any place we can go, but I remembered that now that we're starting blood magic, we're getting to gems, which means we can start making diamonds, which is what was holding us back for a lot of other items. Regardless, we need to make a tier 3 altar so we can make imbued slates, which are these ones here. And as you remember from last episode, we're only at tier 2, so we're actually going to have to dig the ground under this and place them below to make this a bit bigger. But then looking at the altar, this is tier 1, this is tier 2, and tier 3 has a total of 28 runes, 20 more than a tier 2 with 5 on each side. So this one actually takes a lot more space, as you could see. You have to go, if these blocks here are the ones here, then these are the floor around it, like that. So we're going to need 20 more runes. And as you can see, they can be made out of anything, so you can really get creative here. So let's see, we can make tier 2 slates, so stuff like the sacrifice rune and the rune of self-sacrifice. Let's see. We are going to need Aug capacity, increases the capacity of the blood altar by an additive 20%, increases the capacity of the blood orb that is in the altar by 2%. So I wonder which ones would be useful. Probably the rune of self-sacrifice, because it gives us a bonus 10% every time we sacrifice ourselves, which means we can get a lot more. We'll just need to get glowstone, because we don't have a lot of, whatchamacallit. What is it? You put it in the, no, not ender dust, blaze dust, that's it. Regardless, so looking at this guy, the space we need to dig out is going to be, if we right click this, it's going to be like so. So it's going to be these blocks here. They also put, are these stone bricks and the glowstone required? Not actually sure about that. But if it's required, we're going to have to make some glowstone, because I don't think we have any on hand. Luckily, we do know how to make glowstone through our alchemical process. We don't have any essence. We need to do it through distillation with gunpowder and blaze powder. So we do have 4 gunpowder. Let's see, I believe our leftover blaze powder is in this guy right here. Let's grab this. And to distill it, I believe we just throw it into our distiller. It does not take anything else. So we take this and this, and it works just like that. Let's see, do I have a chest over here? I don't. Let's dump this into this, this crate right here. Slime balls, oil vitriol, gypsum. Put that in there, that. And we'll keep the rest for now. And grab our glowstone. So it looks like we're going to need 4 blocks and some stone bricks as well. We do have 3 stones, so we're going to need a couple more. Is this going to be enough? Because it makes 2 per, right? You get 2 out of it. We started with 4, so we're going to need a bit more gunpowder. There's no other way to make it, right? Enrichment, glowstone ingot. If you put potion of night vision on cinder flower, that makes it. And then to make the night vision, you need golden carrots, which is pretty expensive into itself. So I'm going to need to hunt some more creepers at night to continue this, and also summon some more blazes. So let's make 2 of these, and let's cook up some cobblestone. Now luckily we don't have to wait for this process, because it's actually quite quick, so we can just use our ember here. So it should be this one, right? Yep. You just throw in the whole stack. Oh, there it goes. To make that, so let's make our stone bricks. And one more. I think we just need 8, because it's 2, 2, 2, 2 for the corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we throw on our glowstone. And let's see, there are other ones as well. So there was the sea lantern. Can we craft this? This will take prismarine, which I don't think we have. Yeah, we don't have access to lapis, so we can't haunt it. And we don't have access to nether quartz to make that either. What about the lantern? What is the other one called? This is a shroom light. Let's see, can we craft a shroom light? Drops, workbench. No, it doesn't look like you can make it. Why does it come up here? I mean, I guess it's showing that you can combine slabs. Shroomlight slab. But yeah, it doesn't look like we can get it anywhere else, and I don't think they spawn in the nether at this point since there's no shroomy biome. Regardless, we're also going to need to get our tuff, take that out, and convert it into blank runes. I mean, into the slate so we can make more blank runes. Because if you remember, a blank rune takes a blank slate, and then you add this, and then to make the other types, we use these, right? Yeah, use these and blank runes. So to fill out the entire space, we already have 1. So we're going to need 5, 10, 15, 20. We need 19 more, and it costs 1,000 life essence per, so we're going to need 19,000 life essence and a lot of sacrifice to be done. See, luckily that does add about 2,000 plus a little bit more thanks to our altar. And go ahead and put this here and get that going. So this is going to take quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and skip forward a bit through some editing because I also need to harvest some more gunpowder to make the rest of the glowstone. And it's about, it's what, like 6 p.m. No, that's too early to be 6, maybe 4 p.m. Regardless, I'll have to go hunting for some endermen, I mean not endermen, creepers, and that'll also let me get some more of the will, because we might need that for later. Heal up, and that's just something that'll take a little bit of time, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I got all of our blank slates, so let's go ahead and convert this into our blank runes. Let's see, throw these in here, throw the stone. I don't know why it mixed it, that's weird. 12, 13. Looks like we're gonna need more tuff. Grab that, put that away. Let's grab some more tuff and some more stone. Should be in this chest. Like so. This orientation, blank slates, that. And that's all of it. 20 blank runes. Now we are missing the glowstone, but I realized instead of wasting time hunting creepers, you can actually make gunpowder through blood magic. So we're going to need coal, saltpeter, and sulfur, but you can actually make the sulfur and the saltpeter in blood magic as well. So to make the plant oil, you just use the alchemy table, bone meal and beetroot, carrot, or potato wheat. So we can actually make that pretty easily. So let me go ahead and replace all of this with our new blank bases, and then we can replace these with better runes in the future. Where is my... oh, it's right there. Grab our shovel. Actually, that's not going to work. I noticed that it's going to work with this one. If you hold shift with these, it breaks a single block. But the problem is when you try to do it with this and you hold... actually, our ore is empty, so it shouldn't work. Okay, there we go. When you hold shift to do this with the aura tool, it tries to repair the tool, and it just keeps resetting the progress, so it doesn't let you break it. Okay, so now we place our runes all around the base. Done. Now we just need the glowstone and it'll be complete. So to get that, let us get some plants. So we're going to need some wheat, some bone meal to make the seed oil. Let's see, that should be enough. I accidentally grew whatever this plant is. What is this? Oh, barley. When I was trying to do the, when I was growing more wheat. So grab the bone. We only have one bone meal? Okay, can we do belladonna? We can, cool. And we'll throw the water artichoke as well. So now we can make plant oil with 2 of these and some bone meal. And you get 3 out of it, I believe. Yeah, you get 3, and then to make the gunpowder only takes 1. And you get 3 out of it. So we'll come to our alchemy table and make some of this. Place the blood orb, wheat, I don't know why I did it like that, wheat, and bone meal to convert. So I'll probably need a chest over here at some point to make our plant oil. We need 2 of this in order to make, not the sulfur, to make the saltpeter. Now we combine this with coal sand, which is flint and 2 coal. Now we don't have access to coal yet, but what we do have access to is charcoal, and we can transmute charcoal into coal using our aura. So we're going to go ahead and convert that. We're going to need the coal dust, takes 2. So we put this in here. Wonder how long this takes. Looks like it takes as much as the tainted gold. So we wait for that. It's taking quite a long time too. Oh, there we go. And let's grab some flint while we wait. Some flint. 1 singular flint. We should be able to use this to turn gravel into flint, so it should be fine. Okay, grab the piece of coal. Two coal, 1 flint, like so. Makes the coal dust. I wonder what these buttons are for. I'm not going to touch them though, because I don't know what it does. To make our coal sand. Now to make the saltpeter. Oh, so you can convert 1 plant oil into 1 saltpeter, or through alchemy convert 2 plant oil and the dust into 3 saltpeter. So it's mildly more efficient this way. So we'll convert all of this into our saltpeter, and then to make the sulfur dust, you can see it's just a bucket of lava and cobblestone. Lava sigil. How do you make this? Lava reagent. Strange. I'm hoping that the lava sigil is like reusable, and that's why you have to go through the extra crafting for that. But regardless, we're going to make the sulfur now, so we need a lava bucket. Luckily, we do have access to lava. Actually, I think I can craft a lava bucket. Now that I think about it. Yeah, lava with the fire essence. So we don't even have to go to the lava pool anymore. We can just craft it right at our base. Fire essence. Oh, that's not a lava bucket. This one, crafting, like so. And then we need cobblestone, right? So let's grab some cobblestone to turn this into sulfur. 1 in here, 1 in here. 4 sulfur, take it out, and now we can combine this all together, sulfur, saltpeter, and coals, into gunpowder. So sulfur, saltpeter, coal, to make it. So we take this out, come back to our distillery, and this should convert into 6 more glowstone powder. And then I summoned another fake one while I was waiting for it to go through. That's why we have 11 gunpowder in here. I mean blaze powder in here. So let's grab this. Take that out. Grab our blood orb. And that's going to be our final glowstone block. Convert this over into glowstone and place the final piece of our tier 3 blood altar. Completed. And it should take a second. Yep, there it goes. Blood altar tier 3. Now that that's complete, we should be able to make tier 3 slates. It takes 5,000 LP, and you need a reinforced slate. So we do have 5 because I accidentally left them on here for too long. So we need 5,000 LP, so we'll go ahead and sacrifice ourselves 2 times to get up to 3,000, and then 1 more time to 5,000. Can't get that glowing. I also ate all the toast, so we need to make more toast. I could probably be more efficient by turning the wheat into wheat flour, because then you can use 1 wheat flour to make the dough and turn the dough into bread. Okay, eat that. That should get us to full health. Barely, come on, there's a little bit of saturation in there. Come on. 1 more. 1 more half heart. I'll convert this to bread right now. Okay, ready to go. 5,000, put in 1 reinforced slate, and that'll turn it all the way into the whatchamacallit slate. What is it called? Imbued slate. Now with this, we'll be able to craft the highest tier of these runes. And the reward is another 2 imbued slates and 100 XP. And then the rune of capacity and the displacement rune. What is the displacement rune? Let me consult the book. Displacement. Increases the flow rate of life essence into and out of the altar when pumping to and from an external tank multiplicatively by 20%. Life essence. You can store this in tank essence. Huh. You could put it in a bucket. That's interesting. So you could just put a bucket in here to get 1,000 LP. What about this? Can I extract from these? Let's see. No, that's mana pearl. No, it doesn't look like you can do the same thing. Lava crystal. Cool stuff. Anyways, now that that's completed, we can finally move on, because now the branch's path, the paths branch out. We're going to want to go left and right, because this gets us, what is this, supermassive. By offering an imbued slate to the gods, you can convert mundane iron into the dense ingot of osmium. This metal is crucial to advanced mechanical applications. And is this a... Osmium is a common metal? Interesting. So once I have 1 osmium, I can freely convert iron into osmium and back and forth. It's not like silver and gold. They're not precious metals. Which means with enough copper, we can convert the copper directly into osmium as well. And then to do this, you take the imbued slate and iron ingot. So we can just take some iron here, come to our offering table, and take 1 imbued slate. And it should work just like this. You just right click to put the iron in there. Oh, should we do just 1 though? What do we need this for? Mana flux field. Mana steel ingot. But that's just infused iron. Steel. Okay, so there are machines later over here. Okay, so for now we'll just do the 1. Put that in here. Throw that on. Throw it on the top. Stand back. And get 1 osmium. Oh, there it is. Now, the reason I was thinking we should make more was just because it's a single operation to get a bunch of osmium to convert our iron directly into osmium. But since we can do it through 3G anyway, I think it'll just be easier to do it when we need to. Because now we can break this down into... yeah, into this, and it's common metals. So we can use this in the reformation chamber to make iron and other stuff as well. Pretty good. So we're going to store that in this chest as well. So you can see we have the iron sulfur, the gold sulfur. See, the gold is a rare metal along with silver, so we can't convert iron directly to gold. We have to go through the extended process. And then next it wants us to make the mana flux field. Before you could do anything related to machinery, you'll need a source of power. Thankfully, botanic mana is easily convertible to redstone flux. Simply point a mana spreader at the mana flux field and it will output RF to adjacent blocks. You can also use a heat generator, but it's very inefficient and probably not even worth making. What is a heat generator? Heat generator. 1 osmium iron. And what goes in here? Uses the heat of lava or other burnable resources to produce energy. I mean, it's a cheap machine and we can make lava at will, so it's probably not too bad. But we also need like a battery of some kind, and I don't see fission reactor. Gas burning, crusher, advanced logistics. Let's see, if we're going into mechanism, I believe mechanism does have a battery. Mechanism. I think it's called the energy cell. Yep. So the basic energy cube is going to take a steel casing and 2 energy tablets. Energy tablet takes a bunch of gold and infused alloy, and infused alloy takes a metallurgic infuser, which takes osmium, but is pretty cheap to make otherwise. Now they do have internal batteries. We'll just need to route it with power, because I think it's just a cable, right? Yeah. Universal cable. We'll take steel. So before we get into that, we need to make the flux field and then steel. So it seems like the early game is using Botania to generate power. Which is funny because it is essentially using... Okay, it is essentially just using, you know, charcoal to convert into mana, to convert into electricity, which is not that different from just using the gas burning generator. We're also pretty hungry, so let's harvest some more wheat so we can make some more toast. Grab this stuff. I really need to set up a bigger farm, but I've been lazy about it. Throw this in here. Oh, see, because you can make the wheat dough. So, yeah, we can actually make some wheat dough like so. And then you can convert this into bread. Like that. So we'll leave the egg in there. So now this is cooking the wheat dough into bread, and then we can turn the bread. I wonder if it lets you see the bread. It does. And then you could turn that into toast. Puts it all in there. God, I love the cooking oven. It's so nice. Put that in there. And grab our toast. So, for the mana flux field, we need a mana steel ingot, I can't count obviously, 4 blocks of redstone and 4 living rock. So 4 blocks of redstone is 32 redstone dust, which we do not have redstone. How do we get this? It's been a while since I made it. Can I make this yet? No. If I could make that, that would be a lot easier. Let's see, it wasn't this one, it wasn't that. It was the distillery, blaze powder and cinder flour. So we'll need netherrack in here to get the cinder flour, and then we do have... How much do you get out of it? You get 2. How much blaze powder do we need? Because we have 19. We're gonna need 13. There's 8. So that makes 12. Is that enough? I think that's off by 1. Wait. 8. That's 16. So that should be enough. So let's grab some netherrack and we're going to convert it into cinder flour. And actually, it should work, right? I need to break one of these, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can tell it's not working. Which one is it? Yeah, there's 2. Cinder flour is the crumbling catalyst. So I need to get rid of the transmutation catalyst. Otherwise it's going to convert it into the other block, which I don't want. And looks like this one does take a little bit of time, so I'm just going to skip forward ahead. Huh? I broke it though. That's so weird. Maybe because I took it off and restarted it? Huh, that's so weird. Okay, at least it's working now. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I got enough of the redstone dust. Let me convert that last block. I actually did miscount. I needed one more. So I had to resummon another fake blades. Now we're going to also need some more living rock. So I need some stone. Where did I put? I think we used all the stone already. So let's come over here, grab some more stone and convert this. Turn this on. Turn the cobblestone into stone. Turn the cobblestone into stone. Oh, I had a stack in here already. Whoops. Let's just do both for now. There we go. We're going to need 4 and then a monosteel ingot, which takes iron. So we're going to have to convert this, and while this is converting, we'll convert the stone. And people were saying how... People were asking me about the pulse mana spreader with the weight lens. If you look, you can actually see the beam, I believe, travels out like this far. So if I just move the pure daisy over 1, we can actually use it to harvest a lot of this stuff as well. I just haven't had the need to do it like in mass, so that's why I haven't. And I'm hoping that probably in between recordings, I'm going to work on getting these seeds next, because now that we're getting to the point where we can use skystone and some of the other stuff, it'll be easier if I can just grow gold instead of having to go through, you know, this entire process every single time. Especially because it's not that expensive either. As you could see, making the gold seeds only takes a block of gold, a dawnstone ingot, and 2 tainted gold. The most expensive is the tertium essence, but even that is pretty cheap. And we're almost at the metallurgic infuser. Oh, that takes a well, this is a monosteel nugget, so even this is really cheap. So I'm almost at this machine. Yeah, I can craft this machine right now, so it's actually extremely cheap to make the new essences. Do I not have a thing? I do not. I thought I did. Let's harvest some of this. Grab this guy. Convert this. And craft the mana flux field. Completed. Steel. Now that you have a source of power, you'll want to start making real machinery. Your first step, a metallurgic infuser. This machine can do a wide variety of things, but one of the most important is its ability to create steel, another critical metal for your foray into technology. Infusing iron with coal, while inefficient, is your only real way to make it, at least for now. And then, let's see, that's the smelter, so where is... Huh? Metallurgic infuser, uses... I don't see the steel recipe in here. Enriched iron. Oh, okay. So you need to make enriched iron and then combine it with the carbon to make steel dust, and then we smelt the steel dust. But you can see the next step is making the infuser, which means that's going to make getting the next tier of seeds pretty easy. So it's said to power this, you just take your flux field. We're going to need another mana spreader. Luckily, those are pretty cheap. Mana spreader. Living wood, gold, and any petal. Let's see. 1 gold. Where's our... Do we have any excess living wood? I guess not. So let's make some. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 6 more. 6. And then any petal. And I believe we have petals in chest somewhere. Not in this chest. What chest? I think I left them... No, not that one. Here we go, and a petal. So once this converts, we can make the new mana spreader. Let me put this stuff away. We can use the broad axe for this. And then the metallurgic infuser takes 1 osmium, iron, redstone, and 2 furnaces. I should have made more redstone. Okay, well on the bright side I have more blaze powder. So we just have to convert this into cinder flour and do that. So it's actually not too bad. Break this guy. Convert here. That's converted over here. Harvest our logs. Come over here. Make a mana spreader. Like so. Now that I think about it, won't this drain the mana pool? Because it'll convert it into energy? Let us consult the Lexica Botania. Let's see. What is this called? Mana flux field. Passing mana through a field of redstone charge converts it from natural energy to forge energy or tech reborn energy, whichever is present. Any mana bursts received by the flux field are converted into energy and sent to any adjacent acceptors. Interesting. So if I do this, we can have Botania generation here, and I can have the flux field shoot over here and have the machines this way. Yeah, I think that looks good. The only issue is I don't want this to start shooting it immediately, right? So if I use a mana spreader, does the... let's see. Mana spreader. Shoots mana. Has a small buffer. As long as it can accept mana and contain mana, the spreader will repeatedly fire bursts. Applying a redstone signal to the spreader will pause its firing. If finer control is required, a pulse spreader is needed. Okay, so I can just attach a lever to this guy. So now if I put it here... oh, and it has an internal storage. Okay. So if I want to turn it off, I can use the lever like so. But it's already pretty full. So we don't need to. So let's grab some more of this. Start converting this to redstone. And then we're going to craft our first machine. We're going to need 2 furnaces and 1 osmium ingot. I'll leave 1 in here for now. I'll take the rest. Craft 2 furnaces. And then, how much did it need? It needed 4, right? No, it just takes 2. To make our metallurgic infuser. A what? Task completed. I'm going to keep converting that. I also need to replace the flowers, because if I keep converting, we're going to use quite a lot. Now for now, I'm going to have to attach this directly to the machine. Yeah, I'm going to have to attach it directly to the machine because we don't have access to the cables yet, because they take 2 steel ingots. But we should be able to start crafting steel. If we take a look, steel ingot. Oh, because they both contain steel in the name. Let's see. To make that, you need the steel dust. Steel dust is enriched iron and carbon, and enriched iron is coal and iron ingot. So if we take our iron ingot, and it says we can use coal sand, but I'd rather just directly use charcoal right now. So if we do 2 in here, and 2 in here, okay, it starts flowing, so we can convert mana to electricity. And this is quite slow. It's going to be pretty slow until we get our energy upgrades. And let's see, this should be 1 to 1, right? So 1 coal / charcoal to 1 iron into enriched iron. No, it doesn't. It's actually 20. How much do you get out of this? If I do in metallurgic infuser go uses, if you infuse it, yeah, we'll need an enrichment chamber next, but that takes 4 steel. So that'll be the next thing we make. Okay, so 1 coal or charcoal is good enough to make 1 steel dust. And then we'll have to cook this into steel. So let's go ahead and use our machine over here. We can go ahead and use ember for this. Throw the steel dust on top, and it's done instantaneously since it's only 2. To make the steel ingot quest complete, the advancement of the Industrial Revolution. And it gives us another 4 steel. I did not mean to pin that, I couldn't see the X. And that opens up advanced logistics. Steel allows you to make better pipes of all kinds, able to transport items, fluids, RF, chemicals, and even heat. These have a number of advantages over the Chemonite-based alternatives, mainly their lack of reliance on redstone and their upgrade ability. Which means next we can finally make a steel casing, which takes 4 steel, osmium, and then any glass. And that leads into ethylene and blooded ethylene. These look like biofuel, gas burning generators, the upgrades, and then the other machines. Real ore processing. Fission reactor. That seems a little... I always found this funny about tech mod packs. It's like, make steel. Awesome. Make a nuclear reactor. Like, aren't there some steps in between? But I guess if you have the knowledge, then it's actually not that difficult. I guess in real life, if you wanted to refine uranium in the Bronze Age, it probably wouldn't have been that hard just dealing with the radioactivity. No, actually, they had lead pipes. So if they had a way to measure radioactivity, and you gave someone the eldritch knowledge of uranium, they probably could pull it off. Would it be usable? No idea, but they probably could. But regardless, that's gonna slingshot us all the way down here until we can get the ME controller, at which point we have to go to the left and start working through Ars Nouveau, getting some other Britannia items, and getting gems. I'm really interested in, now that we have access to the machines, I think I'm gonna, once we get to this point, I will stop, go to this stuff if we can. Actually, no. That looks like it's a lot more expensive. This is pretty cheap because that's just osmium and redstone. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably work our way to the enrichment chamber and then pause here to move leftward to finish out some of this stuff here. Because this will unlock diamonds, terra steel, and the ex nihilo, the orchid. I seed what you did there, which is very useful because it grows ores, which means we can start making even more ores, which isn't crazy since we're going to be growing stuff through mystical agriculture, but it'll be good to do. So let's make some basic machinery with the steel casing. We're going to need some glass, which I already have. One of these. Why is that? Oh, because I put it in my backpack. That's why. There we go. So now we can make the enrichment chamber, which will take steel casing, 2 iron, and 2 basic control circuits, and these are just osmium and redstone. 20. And it looks like a single redstone gives 10. So we will need more redstone. So let's come over here, grab some more cinder flour. Our inventory is quite full. Let's dump that. We're going to convert this into more redstone. That's redstone. Where's the cinder flour? There it is. Redstone. We're going to need 4 for this, and then 2. So we're going to need 8 in total. That's going to make 4, so we need 2 more from this. Actually, I'll keep converting for now. So convert this one into our cinder flour. Done. Convert that, convert that. We can start working on the control. Oh, we're gonna need one more osmium. Because we need 2 here. Oh wait, no, we have just enough. So this should be the last one. But I will have to use this one to make some more. And I don't think, is there osmium here? Iron, nature, it might be on this side. Yeah, osmium seeds are over here. So grab this, use our machine to enrich it into the basic control circuits. Well, actually not enrich it, infuse it. Oh wait, it's not these. It is the osmium. In here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into there. Then we need 4 for that. And we'll have the enrichment chamber. And then we should be able to start making cables as well. So I can actually clean this up a bit. Because we'll need steel to make 8, and then I can wire this out. That way we don't have to have everything directly connected to the mana flux field. Control circuits done. And make the enrichment chamber. And we'll put this right here for now. And the enrichment chamber is great because it lets you enrich stuff, which is really useful because if you come over here, you can actually see, this is something I never realized and someone had to keep telling me, hey, you should really do that so you don't waste resources. Let's see, where is it? You can turn 1 redstone dust gives you 10 millibuckets for the infuser, but you can use some energy to make enriched redstone, and enriched redstone gives 80. So you multiply it by 8, which is really good. It makes doing this stuff really efficient because you get way more use out of each item. Like you can enrich coal and charcoal into the enriched variant to make it last even longer, which makes turning iron into steel a lot cheaper. So now that that's done, let's see, that unlocks Certus quartz with the power of a charger. That also takes a steel casing. So you can see right now our bottleneck is steel. And then we'll need an enriched diamond to make the Certus quartz crystal. So yeah, so this is a good time to stop. Because this will take, yeah, advanced, which takes infused, which is doable. But these machines start getting a lot more expensive. This will take a diamond. What is this going to take? Yeah, this takes elite, which is what? Yeah, diamond dust. So this is going to start taking diamonds, which we don't have access to yet, which means this will be a great time to move this way into gems and unlock diamonds. Tip: once you made one specific kind of gem, you can use Thurgy to convert more materials into that gem's sulfur without having to go through the whole blood moon transmutation again. Because I remember seeing that if you want to make a diamond, you need to use an alchemical reaction chamber, which will take 10,000 life essence, cutting fluid, and a block of amethyst. How do you get a block of amethyst? How do you make amethyst? Let's see. Block of amethyst. Nope, that's all useless. Block of lapis, okay. How do you make lapis? Glowstone. Gotcha. So we need a block of glowstone to make lapis, then use the lapis to make amethyst, use the amethyst to make diamond, and then the last one, how do we make nether quartz? And then use redstone to make nether quartz. Gotcha. Then I wonder what type of... I'm skipping ahead a little bit. So this makes common gems, whereas diamond is precious. Is lapis also precious? No, lapis is common. And sulfur and amethyst is rare. Interesting. So diamond is precious. So if you want to convert it, we need to get up to diamond once and then use amethyst clusters to grow more amethyst to convert that back into diamonds using our fermentation boxes over there. So I can see what they're trying to do here. But that's going to be quite a lot of work. How much redstone is that going to need? We're also going to need a lot of redstone. But you can see we unlocked the budding amethyst. And since we're working in Ars Nouveau, having the amethyst buddy is really good because it automates the growth of it. So you don't have to watch it all the time. It just automatically grows. And I think that's what we're going to do next episode. But anyways, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.